Hello everybody, and then this is a whole new setup. This is of course post-commentary as normal, but there's a big difference. I hadn't recorded when this went on, so I had to rely on the share, like the PlayStation share thing, like if you hit the share button it'll like record the last 15 minutes and save it. So that's what this is. So the quality might be a little lower, I can't help that, because we three were going after, was it Nergigante? The same thing I fought the other day, yesterday, I think. I think it was yesterday, yeah. Anyway, in multiplayer, I was right. He has loads of health. Loads. Now, one thing people might not be aware of, you can just skip this cutscene, and just by hitting, like, options. It does save time. Let me take that off the screen. It does save time if you're wanting to, get the bonuses and not waste away time. It wasn't a big thing. I figured if we lost by 20 seconds, yeah, that's fine. We had a couple more days. But whatever, I wasn't gonna do the daddy. But at least they were eating. A lot of people don't even know you can eat in Monster Hunter World. Now, I'm gonna preface this by telling you, I fought this thing in multiplayer, I would say every bit of 4 hours, if not more, yesterday. By this point, I was getting a little pissy. Because when I get pissy, I get stubborn. And I try and do really cool things. Kind of like that, but at least that kind of worked. Just warning you, probably not the best grade. So I also got a phone call. You'll know when I get the phone call, trust you me. There's no way you'll miss when I get the phone call in the middle of this. There was no way. Oh, hey, that actually hit him. Actually doing pretty good damage. The funniest thing is, like, for the longest time, we kept either timing out, or we would die right at the end. Like, you know that feeling in Dark Souls? Or Nioh, or really any kind of game like that, I guess Devil May Cry, whatever. Where you die at, like, 5% of the boss's health left. Yeah, we did that a lot of times yesterday. Also, you might notice, you have hyper armor. How are you having hyper armor? That would be because of the Rocksteady mantle. It's not good to rely on it. I did for a while yesterday. Didn't really help my habits any, like that. I just kind of ate it. To be fair, though, there is a strategy that we employed. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but where I would put on the Rocksteady mantle, I don't know who, usually one of the other two, would put down like a health booster, and we just fight right there, and I just sit in the health booster and tank shit up and just beat the crap out of it. It worked pretty well, actually, until it, like, jumped around like a ninny, as it is wont to do. Now, granted, if you're taking, like, the big nuke hits, you're probably not going to be able to tank it with a little health booster, but for the normal things, yeah, you can pretty much just take the little hits. And the thing about this fight as a Greatsword user is, it's so hard to know when to try for the true charge. He moves around so much. So you're going to see a lot of level 1, level 2, sometimes even uncharged. I hate doing uncharged attacks on a Greatsword, but with this guy, you got to just take what you can get. It's not exactly a great fight for a Greatsword unless you are a pro. Also, learn to block in this fight, because if you try and dodge that shit, I'll tell you from experience, what happens if you're like knocked down and that happens, is you'll get up, you'll dodge the first little ground pound, and then the spikes come, and then you just kind of get carded. It ruins your weapon sharpness, but that is the only surefire way I came of not dying in that situation. Like right there, if I'd actually held R2, I wouldn't have gotten hit. I would have gotten a little bit of damage, and my weapon would have went further, but, I wouldn't have had to run the risk of dying like I did there. But, I mean, it's not good to block with a Greatsword, but I'm going to just say that. Excuse me, I had something in my throat. It's not good to make a habit of blocking with a Greatsword. But if it keeps you from carding and costing everyone the win, hey man, I think that's worth it. And this saved me from carding, I would say, a good 2 or 3 times this entire fight. You already saw one of them. I managed to avoid dying. Or fainting, rather. See, he just moves so much. It's hard to get... And I heard the charge blade, like the thing that... Saikai official, C-Y-K-I, I don't know how they want, I could say what this stands for, I don't know if he wants me to, but yeah, I think he uses that. And he says it's really annoying trying to keep a full charge on things that just, like, jump around a lot. I don't know what that means, because I never understood that weapon yet. because I'm not intelligent enough to really just try and... Like, I have enough problems with the friggin' hunting horn, okay? That's a complicated enough weapon for me. But, yeah, he says that's like kind of a difficult thing to deal with, and I don't know how the hell I managed to do this with a greatsword. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really doing a whole lot of damage. But yeah, you can try and utilize your tackle, but if he jumps around, it's not going to do you much good like that. Also, if you're trying to do this in multiplayer, make liberal use of the demon powder and the rock powder, or whatever that's called. I forget what it's called. The rock shell, I think. The one that ups your defense and offense. Trust me, over the course of the fight, if everybody uses it, well, the fight goes a lot shorter, or rather, quite a bit shorter. Now, the one thing I didn't like about this fight is it's very obviously scripted at parts, or at least if it isn't, they made it really look like it, because every time, after the first little, like, third of the fight, he runs into this little crap-ass area, and I call it that because I hate fighting here. It's terrible fighting him here, because he takes up half the frickin' arena. And, you know, he kind of has big kind of attacks that sometimes can be very difficult to dodge. He does have some AoE, but normally the AoE is kind of confined to in front of him. So, you know, just if you're a hammer user and you're in front of him, which you probably should be in all likelihood, be careful. Now, I've ran into, if I had full charge, I could hit him in the head. I mistimed that tackle. I was trying to be fancy. Like, I can take the damage. I'm just going to try and do this and then get a true charge off. Mistimed it. You're actually trying to do something akin to parrying? Yes. I find it quite fun with the greatsword. I don't know if I hit him there, but if I didn't, I really should have. Because it was like, oh... Every little thing seemed to go against me this fight. Oh, excuse me for the coughing fit. But yeah, like the bunch of little things. And when you've already been fighting something for 4 hours, you tend to get a little miffed a little. See that AoE? You see those spikes? That's like a big cone AoE in front of him. So, you know, you got to be a little bit careful with that. That's why if you see him getting ready to do that, if you have time and you see him winding up for that, I think they call it the Superman dive. It's where you're like holding R1, you hit X, and you do that little dive and put your hands over your head. I've survived a lot of stuff with that, so yeah. I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to dodge that. I'm just going to block it. It's not a good habit, but it saved me about half my health bar. It didn't cost me that much of a sharpness hit. That one did. You see my sharpness just nosedived. But again, it's kind of a... Okay, now that one was kind of my fault. I thought maybe I wouldn't get hit, but I mean, I've done that before. See, that's where I got the phone call. You like, what the hell are you doing? You ever tried to talk to someone on the phone and try and kill Nergigante? It ain't so easy, okay? That's just an excuse. Yes, it is. You weren't supposed to call me on that, okay? I think that missed. I was like a foot off. But yeah, this is like watching Mystery Science Theater, like, but with like Monster Hunter for me, because I'm watching it on TV, not actually playing. Normally, if I'm doing something like this, I'm looking at the laptop to my right. Now I'm just watching it on TV. It's like, this is pretty cool. But yeah, if you've watched my Dark Souls series, you know, when I get annoyed, I get really, really aggressive in games. And as a greatsword user, yeah, it's not really a good thing. See right there, that Superman dive, that got me through all those spikes coming at me as well. Now it does have a lot of recovery frames, but as a greatsword user, that's nothing new. So, you know, I would recommend doing that on occasion. And the one other thing I don't like about this fight is sometimes you just cannot see where the hell you are or what you're doing. Like this, I was like, I'm charging, but I can't really see what I'm hitting. Oh well, just swing, man. Just go for it, man. Oh, jeez. Nope, I thought he was going to do something. Anyway. Yeah, this fight, in the beta, I heard, again, I don't know how reliable this is, I heard the monsters in the beta have a limited moveset, so if you're having trouble, like, not dying against Nergigante now, good luck in retail. Because he's going to have more attacks, and probably faster. I don't know about faster. He probably have more attacks, though, to be fair. But yeah, if you get him to the second phase, or what I call the second phase, he runs to the big open area. And then if you get him to the third phase, he runs to his lair. It's very scripted. He did it every time, seems like. Maybe there was one where he went somewhere else. Yeah, there was, because sometimes he would go to that little crappy area, in like the, not a tunnel area, but it's like a tunnel. Like between cliffs, he would do that, and it's really hard to fight him down there. It's like worse than the area I mentioned before. You don't want to fight him there, but he does sometimes run there. So I guess I'm wrong. It's not a complete... He's not completely scripted, he just feels it. In the beta, anyway. I'm telling you, man, you see all these hits, you go, well, I think that might have hit, but I was a little too far away. It's, it can actually be quite difficult to describe how difficult it is for me. See, right there. Winding up for a perfect level 3 charge, and he does that crap. Urgh. It gets on your nerves as a Greatsword user. A lot of times I bet people playing with me don't notice this crap. Well, now you know what I'm going through. You watching this like, oh man, he missed by like 2 feet. Oh, as soon as he get ready to charge, that's when he's doing his little roar. Oh. That's why I like watching Let's Plays, just so I can watch people use different like weapon things and go, okay, so that's why they did that. Or that's why they did whatever. Or, okay, so that's what they were dealing with. So that way, maybe I can help them on the next time. But, you know, from my point of view, I can't really see what they're going through, so... Doesn't really help, I guess. I'm just rambling now, but... Yeah, this is where we kept either dying or running out of time, and down here. This is not the final place you fight him, excuse me. But he gets really... seemingly aggressive here. I can't see. Oh... Yeah, by the way, Elder Dragons, don't try and trap them. I mean, this, if you played before, like, previous games, you don't try and trap Elder Dragons. They can be paralyzed by, like, environmental, like, frogs or whatever they're called, like the paralyzed frogs in the swamp. But, as far as, like, a paralyzing trap, oh, I missed by, like, a foot, like, 3 feet. Sometimes I'm not so good at judging distance. Is that the first death we had? I think that was the first death we had. That's really good. Like, by this time, normally we had, like, 3 deaths. Which I guess is why, you know, we had so much trouble with it. But yeah, down here, I've read tales of people who, like, the group gets to this point, and they just kind of start swinging. Don't do that. I've been guilty of it before, but usually not against Nergigante. Against something, you know, easy to kill, I'll do that, maybe just for the funny, but... You know, when you're fighting something you really want to kill, don't do that. You really kind of want to plant bombs, excuse me. And for the complete newbies out there who don't know how bombs work, the big bombs, they never explode unless you set them off with a smaller bomb. As you can see, I'm getting very aggressive here, and it didn't. I should have gotten hit there. Looking back on it, I really should have gotten hit there. Now, I will say, if you can aim where the dam, and I say where the dam because it's a pretty small target, you can actually hit Nergigante in the forehead and not bounce your attacks. You hit the horns, though, it's more than likely going to bounce. Or at least it seems that way. I've hit him in the forehead a lot of times and go, that didn't bounce. Why didn't that bounce? I think that's why it didn't bounce. But yeah, that you should know. It does like crit damage or the orange damage. I forget what it's. I don't know. It's, you know, the good damage, not the white or the gray damage, the orange one. Like that's that wasn't really a good place to hit him. By the way, if you want to know where to hit him, Glasgow showed or told me rather is the white spikes. Then he's right. They do more damage. So yeah, we 3-man Nergigante after like 4 hours of dying and losing repeatedly. We were all really happy with that one. Oh, I just wanted to get one carve off to see what stuff I got, what stuff he dropped. And I got a Talon. But since it's the beta, I don't mind too much. Now, if that was in the retail, I would get pissy because I want my loot and I want to upgrade my stuff. So hopefully that habit don't carry over. But yeah, everyone, that we did it in 13 minutes, 8 seconds. For some reason, I thought 12 minutes, 8 seconds. It was 13. Which I was amazed at. I was like, holy crap. We did that in 13 minutes? Considering we, you know, timer up like 10 times before that. So yeah, I got the last commendation pack, and that is about it, everybody. That's like the end of the recording, so yeah. Thank you very much for watching. That was Nergigante in co-op. I could try and kill, I guess, now we still gotta kill Diablos and Rathalos, don't we? I know Glasgow soloed both of them yesterday. Like, no, like, really, he did. He sent me screenshots even proving it, like, not like I didn't believe him in the first place, but I was surprised at that. I was like, you know what, I don't know if I could do that, but then again, I use a Greatsword. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. For those who are wondering, when Monster Hunter World comes out, that's going to take the place of Dark Souls, but I'm not quitting Dark Souls. Dark Souls will take the Friday time slot. So I guess it's just kind of the beginning of it. For those who are wondering, that's what the schedule is going to be. I don't always update my channel schedule anymore. I'm just going to tell you it's because I'm forgetful, and that's like it. There's no good reason. It's just that I forget. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you, I guess that would be, today is Saturday, isn't it? Yeah, well, I'll see you Monday then. So, farewell until then.